Okay, welcome back everyone. No, it's not Wednesday. What am I saying? Tuesday. Is it the 21st of August? And it's here. The £500 Lounge 2013. Now, before I start, I just want to say this is not literally I'm looking around it for the first time. With the guy who's delivered the car and my dad, we've ended up looking around this car because the delivery guy just wanted to have a good old chat and a bit of a nose. So yeah, I'm going to try and not sound like I know what I'm going to do, but yeah, let's just say there's a lot of work to be done on this, a lot of work, and we'll start off with a typical Copart car. I say a typical Copart car that's a Fiat. Now if you buy Copart cars that are Fiats, they've rarely been cleared out, and this is no example. This was an example. I don't know why I keep getting my words mixed up. This is an example of that. We have cleared this out, but basically when we opened the boot, this was absolutely full of stuff. Okay. Now, stuff has been left behind. We have some lovely crocodile style Zara boots, which Paul at Love 500 has said he kindly wants. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to assume it could be for him. But so got those, got medication in there, Jack Wills tops, power plugs, and just general sort of bits and pieces. A few drinks, but yeah, you can sort of see that's the type of stuff that we had. So yeah, it was quite full in there. That's obviously all been cleared out. Underneath here is got tons of stuff in there as well underneath, so we managed to take this out. We have got the full kit, although we've taken that out anyway, as I say, just to look at it. So we need to repair all of this. Right, so from the back, so first off, this bumper, it doesn't have reversing sensors. These have been plugged, because look, I'm putting my finger in there. So this is a replacement bumper, and it's obviously come from one that did have the sensors on it. I don't know if you can hear this. The paintwork is absolutely shoddy, awful, disgusting paintwork. You can see, I wonder if that's the original colour. It's like they've not primed it. It's awful, absolutely awful. So I'm going to have to get a new bumper, rear bumper in white, I think. Need to do that. So that's the first thing, because we need one of these anyway. I've got plenty of the tow hooks, but going to need one of these, so we might as well just get a whole new bumper. Right, moving on. Here, got a problem here with lacquer, so I'm going to have to sand that, I think. Sand that back and then work on that best I can. Never really done lacquer before, sanding back lacquer, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to do that. There's no windscreen wiper blade on here, which unfortunately has led to this mark on here. This is just the glue from where it said there was mould, but you can see that's left a mark where there's no wiper blade, so that's good. There is no aerial. Search the car, cannot find an aerial. Incidentally, search the car, there is no parcel shelf either, so that's gone as well. So that's two things, well no, three things: aerial, possibly parcel shelf, and the bumper. So down this side, this tyre is good. It's not the best, but there's still a good few years on these rear tyres left. There's nothing wrong with that sill. There's nothing wrong with this side of the car. It's quite a neat, tidy car from this angle. Here, there is barely anything left on that tyre. That has gone through some, serious wheel spinning on the front. There's a small tear there, in there. I don't know if you can see that. Bear with me. So, but otherwise, this side is not too bad. If we go into the engine compartment, this is broken, standard. They've just put what looks to be a bit of string or something to hold that in. Battery's on the small side, but we'll check to make sure that that's still holding a charge and still doing good. But all of this is rusty. We're going to need a new air strap. The thermostat housing has been replaced. We've checked that. This is all good. Oil was, I think it's going to require an oil change. And an oil filter change, so I think that's going to happen. And we do have a sticker on the side saying that the timing belt has been done. You can't see that from here. That was done in 2019 at 47,000 miles, so don't need to do that. Now, we are missing this cover here, and you can see we've got a crack here, but we need to, or I'm getting the chrome strips to go here, so that will cover that up, and then I'm going to have to do a bit of work, maybe a bit of filler just around there, give that a little paint, just to hide that there. Otherwise, this isn't, I say, too bad, really. So, right, next thing. So we're missing one of these. We have a locking wheel nut. There is no locking wheel nut in the car, and that is a concern. We'll come to looking in here in a minute. But yeah, this tyre has also got very little tread on it as well. So we need two new tyres, front, two new tyres, a cover cap there, oil filter, that is that. And then from here we go inside the car. So what I'll do, just to get out of the wind. Okay, so in the car we have no cracks to the roof, so I'm happy about that. This is broken, and there's something inside that vent that needs, we need to get out. You can see in here. So need to get this out. There's something inside this vent as well, and that's broken, so we need to get that out. What else? Right, so driver's side window, there's nothing happening. I mean, obviously it's not happening because I haven't put the ignition on. That is not dropping when I do that. Moving the mirrors, it works, but the window is not dropping. So need to look into that. What else in here? Looked into the compartment. There's nothing hidden in there. This is all of the previous owner's bank statements. And that's all that's in there. Down here, so we've got basically, so if you remember from the previous video, it talked about mould. That's, at the moment, is just typical, just dirt. It's not really mould, although on the screen that looks worse than it actually is in person. Yeah, and then obviously we've got this. I'm not sure if that is paint or if it's toothpaste, and I'm not sure if it's water-based, but we need to attempt to get that off. So that is that. There's nothing wrong here. All those... no, going to need a new clip for that, because as you can see, that's come out there. Mileage isn't flashing, so far so good. So Bluetooth doesn't need doing. We've also lost potentially this here. I'm hoping it's inside. But yeah, you can sort of see that this is a bit on the dirty side. There is, we say, mould, a bit of mould down here as well. Again, it's not bad. I suppose, you know, you're going to put that on the car, on the stickers on the car, to let people know. It's nothing that I haven't experienced before. I don't think it's mould. I just think it's a lot of dirt and mud, and it's just not been cleaned over the years. Anyway, got ourselves a free fuel tank. We have ourselves some kids' clothes, a Jack Wills top, which at first I was quite happy about, until I saw that. I wonder if, bear with me, unless it's going to go through the wash, this has got that stuff on it, which potentially links to this. But yeah, so we've got more clothing. But yeah, back seats not too bad. So yeah, nothing really too bad going on here. Right, coming to the end now, you'll be pleased to know. This wheel or tyre here is very good. We've got some good tread on that, as you can see. Now, here's a problem. And I'm wondering, partly, if this is the reason why this was put in, but I could be wrong. This isn't an original Fiat fuel cap, as you can see. And we've tried to put the key in, and the key doesn't match this. Therefore, we currently have a fuel cap which is locked in there without the key. I'm wondering whether or not she's lost the key to the fuel cap, which could be on like a bunch of keys separately, and she's then gone, I can't fill the car up, I need to get rid of it. So basically we need to get this off somehow and replace that. So we need to do that. Anyway, that's one of the issues we've got going on here. The other issues is this quarter panel here, which you can probably see is not shiny at all. You see, got a nice shine going on here. This is just like the rear bumper. It is just lost its absolute shine. And you can see we've got cracking here as well, which indicates potential that this has got filler in it. And it's not the best job at all. So, I was quite gutted when I saw this, if I'm being honest. you can see we've got here this big scratch down here. I'm going to maybe 1200 grit this panel and see if we can get this looking back to being shiny again. Whether or not it's just lost its colour, I'm not really sure. We've also got a slight dent there, and again I'm not sure if I just need to pull that or whether it's not really worth risking, because if filler's in the way that might make it worse. So yeah, but I'll talk about that in another video. So that's right, so that's that sort of externally. Off the trailer there seemed to be, from where it's been driven from Rochford to here, there is a small leak that was on the trailer, possibly from the clutch, because it looked more from that area rather than the oil. So gonna have to keep an eye on that and look for that. But there you go, that is your £500 Fiat. And probably a lot of you are thinking that's a lot of work to be doing, but I guess for 500 quid this is what you're going to get. I was hoping that it wouldn't be so much work, but maybe it isn't so much work. Maybe once you've got that bumper on, you sanded that back and polished it up, replace the tyres, because obviously, you know, you could do that all in a day. Take out the interior, give that all a good clean. It's not actually big work, but what's the leak? We need to find out what the leak is, and how much are we going to keep money wise, are we going to throw at it? Going to need a bumper, going to need tyres, potentially, because I can't find it, going to need a locking wheel nut, because otherwise we can't get these wheels off. So we're going to have to get a Fiat, well, it's unofficial, just need to take a photo of it and then they'll send one. So all these small little things will all start adding up, and what eventually is a £500 car plus fees ends up becoming a bit more expensive. But I'm hoping the engine runs fine, the engine is good, that is the main thing. There's no misfiring, there's no hunting, nothing like that. So I'm hoping that we can turn this around to be a good cheap car for someone, even if it's your first timer. But I'm still thinking I'm having that number plate as Alex to some extent. Right, let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking? I reckon some of you will probably turn around and say break it for parts. It might be worth just breaking it for parts. I still think we can salvage it. It's not going to be an overnight project, but I still think we can do something with it. But do let me know what you think. If you've got to the end of the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, which would be just as good. And yeah, and I'll see you all again in a week's time or so, hopefully. Until next time, see you all very, very soon.